guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I just got done with the part 2 of my Q&A. I really hope you enjoy it. Please like this video and definitely subscribe if you want to. Let's get right into it. How many hours do you typically work as a respiratory therapist? I typically work 12-hour shifts and I work 3 days a week. That's gonna be pretty normal. However, there are jobs where you can work part-time, you can work on a PRN basis, or you can work 8-hour shifts. My hospital gives an incentive bonus if you want to pick up additional shifts. So I try to pick up at least one more shift in a pay period because I'd be liking that incentive, you know? I like to buy things. I like to eat. I will work 3 to 4 days a week. And usually it's 4 days, but that's by choice. What is the pay range for a respiratory therapist? I have my laptop right here because I know it's different in every state. These are statistics from May of 2020. So I think that's right at the beginning of the pandemic. Did it start in 2020 or 21? I don't know. 2020 it did, yeah. So this is after the pandemic, and hopefully the government did its job and updated this appropriately. But so it says California says the hourly mean wage was $42 an hour, and Texas, which the cost of living is significantly less in Texas, it was about $30 an hour. And then the annual mean wage, so the salary basically by state, the highest states that have salaries from $69,000 to $87,000 a year is going to be Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Alaska, Minnesota, New York, and a few states on the East Coast. You can make a very livable wage. How long did I study for my board exams? I did not start studying for my boards until my second year of school. So in my second year of schooling, it was the last half of the schooling. And with my program, they had even a class that was just for exam prep. So yeah, I wouldn't start studying until the very tail end of the program because you're still learning so much important information. Which was harder, TMC or CSE? Let me tell you, the CSE, obviously, it was a lot harder, okay? I think that's the consensus across the board. Let me look it up because I read something very sad about the CSE. This is not to make anybody feel bad, but I think the CSE is one of the hardest exams in healthcare, not the hardest, but with a current pass rate of only 61%, it's no wonder you've ended up on this blog post. 61% first time pass rate for the CSE. I think that's maybe because everybody studies for the TMC first and they put all of their brain power into this TMC because you can't take the CSE if you don't pass the TMC. And then when it's time to take the CSE, it's one, a lot harder, more rigorous, and you've probably spent less time preparing for it. It's a very, very, very hard test. So study for your clinisms, okay? Favorite thing about clinical and least favorite thing about clinicals. Favorite thing, pros, hands-on, you learn more stuff, you really do with application. You can develop a real routine and see what a real patient load is like. Exposure is a pro to see if this career is actually for you or not. And pushing yourself outside your comfort zone is another giant pro because book and real life are different, and bedside care is something a lot of people don't get to experience. Cons, bad preceptors. Going to clinical sites alone, very intimidating. Getting people who just want you to shadow them and not doing any hands-on at all. And one of the biggest cons about clinicals is learning the hospital. So hospitals are always giant mazes, their rooms are set up different, they're in different spots. Finding the respiratory department on your first day, that is like horrendous, or finding parking, paying for parking, but those are things you can overcome usually pretty quickly. What do you like the most about being an RT? You work independently, you do your workload independently, go to lunch when you want, take your breaks when you want, as long as you get all your work done. And with that, you also work as a team, because you just call your friends, you call your coworkers, and you say, hey, do you need help with anything? Finishing your load. What else do I like about being an RT? Patients are very happy to see you, like 90% of the time. When you're working with ventilated patients, I'm so sorry, but they don't talk to you. You talk to them. And that's a pro of being an RT. And most of our patients really don't complain that much, okay? If you get a bad patient, the nurse is with them all day long for 12 hours. You see them a few times and you're popping in and out, and usually they don't mind talking to you. Is that bad? I don't think so. Oh, I have so much more about the pros of being an RT. Maybe I'll just make a different video on it, because I didn't know this list went on. Is the respiratory program hard? So I would say it's challenging. You need to apply yourself, you need to put in the time. The concepts and theories are a little bit hard to understand, but it is not impossible. I've had people in my class who, they really struggled and they didn't think that they were gonna excel in the program, and they got A's in every class, okay? So as long as you put in the work and you put your mind to it, it's possible. It's only 2 years, so. And then the bachelor's degree, I hear, is even easier. There's more work, but it's more writing and management focused, whereas the associate's degree program is all about the theory, equations. There's a lot of math that goes into it and things like that. So, is the program hard? No, it's challenging. You will cry, probably. I know I did. I think that wraps up all of the questions. If you have more questions, leave them down below and I can definitely do a part 2. There's a lot of things to be answered that the internet doesn't really give you a clear idea on, or it's not like real life stuff, So thank you. I just want to say thank you to everyone. Please subscribe and turn on notifications for my video. Please leave a comment. I love it so much. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and I'll see you next time. Not me being late to my first night shift. I'm embarrassed.